everybody, I'm Dominic. In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to install a whole house filter. Now what a whole house filter is, it's a bigger filter, huge like this one, which will filter all the water in the whole house, opposed to having a different type of filter or the same type like under your sink for your drinking water. This is for your entire house. And let me show you where you want to start to look to install. Alright, now check this out. In this house, we have a well system. Now the only difference of a well system, or if you have city water with a well, I have our whole tank and our switch and our neoprene line coming in. Now this would represent your main line coming if you had city water. Okay, but either way, now we have a water softener. So this is our fresh water coming into our water softener, being treated, and then coming back out and supplying the house. Now with any filter system, you're going to want to install that before any kind of treatment, such as in our case our water softener. So we want to actually put our filter somewhere between here and here in the copper lines. So let's try to determine where's the best spot. Right, now on the top of our filter, we see that we have an inlet and an outlet. Now obviously the inlet is going to be where the water is going to come in first, and in this case the water is coming up and to our treatment, so we actually want to turn that around. Now we have a bracket that is going to attach to the top of this, and we're going to attach this to the wall. Now obviously I see I can't just cut the lines and put it in our case, where I'm actually going to have to cut these back and modify the lines a little bit, and we're going to have to screw that. So but basically that's what it's really going to look like when we're done. So let me go ahead, I'll start cutting these lines up and making the fittings and show you how to. Okay, before I put this back together, I want to show you what I did and why I did it. Now the top of the filter mount here is plastic. Now on the inside we do have a stainless steel fitting, a sleeve in here, which are all our adapters and connections will fit in. This is what I did. So if you look at our pipe, if you remember in the beginning, what I did was I cut it. I put a reducer in here because there's 1 inch to 3/4 in my particular filter, and I went and put the Teflon tape on both these joints here. Okay, now these are all soldered and they get really hot, so I actually have to solder this on the floor, and then after it cools, I can put the Teflon tape in and then screw these in nice and tight using a pipe wrench. Now I'm going to make a soldered connection here and then back over here. Now the heat is going to stay far enough away where I'm not going to do damage to the Teflon tape that I put in, or even worse, our plastic mount for our filter. So let's go ahead and slip this in, and you'll understand a little bit better. Okay, now check this out. Now you can see where our piece is going to fit nicely right in here, just like that. But remember, we got this big bracket that we have to do. Now regardless of what you're thinking, you do want to put that bracket, because you start taking this filter on and off, especially when it's been on there for a while. Well, let me tell you, it's going to get real tight, and you don't want to end up breaking your pipes. Okay, so that's going to go just like that. So what we're going to want to do now, I want to mark this and drill and put some anchors in for that, and while I make my connections and so forth. So let me go ahead and start doing that. Next, we can install our plastic anchors into our holes that we drilled. Make sure they're nice. And now we can mount our bracket. Okay, this is what happened. Making this whole video, some of the clips got corrupted, and so while those clips I already did the work, already put the filter in, can't just do it again. So instead of just chicaning the video, I figured let me show you what exactly we did. As you know, we had to cut the line and we installed the filter. Now I put a carbon filter in. Now what a carbon filter is, it takes out all the smells. So if you have like bad sulfur, stuff like that, to an extent the carbon filter will take out bad sulfur and other smells, and it worked really well. Or you can just put a regular sediment filter in. That would take any particles and dirt that might come through the system. But I chose the carbon, which you can see it looks all black, because carbon is black, which is good. So and again, on what filters you put in will determine how how bad your water is and how much of it you use. Obviously, in my case, it probably lasts forever. Okay, here's a real good thing. Let me show you. All right, check this out. This is what, like, the most major important thing, okay? Now, we copper line, right? And we cut it. Now, what did we really do? Well, okay, we cut the piper. We cut the copper. But what we did is we cut the ground circuit for your house, okay? Because your plumbing, copper, is grounded, okay? With a nice number 8 wire like this. Now, we got a well system here, so we have some neoprene line going here. It's a little bit different, like it's definitely like city water. And I know for this house, our grounding's on the other side, right? Where this line actually ends up going. But if you have city water or your ground is down below, and you'll notice it by looking for a wire like that, well, we need to make that connection again, simply by getting number 8 wire. Now, I don't have any on me, and I just want to get this video up and done, but I will do it later. I'm going to get the clamps. You go into the electric aisle, and they will make the clamps that go like this, and we're going to make that connection just like that. On the back of the water softener, this is all metal back here, so that's okay, which a lot of times they are. So, but make sure that you're making that connection. Real important. So when you're in that bathtub and your wife, say, who may not be so happy with it, gets that toaster or TV and throws it in there, you want to make sure that you're not going to die. Okay. All right, here's the connections on the other side of this house, which is the hot water heater, and you can see how we have our connections made. We're bridging our line coming in, coming out of the hot water heater. So we make sure we have a continuous ground, and of course that ground line, that goes all the way to the panel, which essentially goes out to your grounding rod. Okay. All right, one more thing before we close this. Another reason why we have this big heavy duty clamp on. This is a big filter, and it's tight, and it's going to get tighter the longer it sits there. And you have this little tool that comes with the whole filter. It's going to go right on here. Now, obviously, I'm not going to open it up, so I'm going to get wet. Okay, but now we got to, you open that up, counterclockwise, of course, and this bracket really holds things in place. So if you think you don't need that bracket, you're going to realize it when you go to change that filter in a month or so. Okay, real important. Put that bracket on. I see so many people that don't do that and end up breaking it in the middle of the night. Anyway, that's how you install a whole house filter, either be a sediment or a carbon filter. Hope it worked out somehow for you of this corrupted video. Thanks for watching.